You know, it's good to be a Rails programmer. I mean, right now, at this moment, it's really great. Everywhere you look, somebody's hiring a Rails programmer. Recruiters are stuffing your inbox with emails and phone calls. That's because we're making applications that are better, faster, and cheaper. I think it's safe to say that we've crossed the chasm. We're past the early adopters and into the early majority. We're dealing with a new crop of clients with a different set of expectations. And this new crop of clients, they're the ones that are the key to our continued success. Consider also that we've got hordes of new folks joining our ranks every day. And these people know PHP or Java or Cold Fusion, and they need help, right? We all know this. I'm not really here to talk about helping them. I'm here to talk about why it's important that we figure these things out, why it's important that we figure out how to cope with this growth. It's no secret that our industry is a minefield. Software projects blow up all the time. Vendors take risks. They take on projects that they shouldn't. They don't go to the lengths necessary to understand how to truly provide their clients value. In too many cases, they're acting like waiters as opposed to being consultants. One of the most important things that we can do is make the connection between the project, the work that we're working on, and how that affects the bottom line for our clients. You should always be asking yourself, how is this either going to make or save my client money? When I think about what Obi was doing several months ago with RMM, it actually all starts to make a lot of sense right now. He had a lot of the same concerns that I'm up here preaching to you about right now. Yeah, it's great. You know, it's great that Rails continues to flourish and that the massive migration of developers is sustained. But all these things coming together, it just underscores how important it is for us to emphasize quality at this point. And I don't mean quality in the context of a single application or a single client. I mean something bigger than that. It concerns the entire community. One of the greatest aspects of the Ruby community is the sense of belonging, of pride, of togetherness that we all share. And this continues or persists because it's a virtue that we've championed or championed as worth having. And what we need to do right now is champion a new set of virtues. And those virtues are responsibility, quality, and quality. Professionalism, responsibility, quality, and professionalism. As we mature, the challenges that we face change. And you know, we've gotten through a lot of technical issues to this point, things like scalability and security and Windows. But what's going to differentiate us moving forward is a commitment to responsibility, quality, and professionalism. We need to keep in mind that software buyers make decisions based on perception. They perceive a technology to be stable, secure, enterprise. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is actually the case. It's just what they believe. And this is how they go about making buying decisions. We all here need to collectively create an atmosphere where Ruby and Rails are perceived as smart technology choices. As a vendor, I've encountered several different prospects over the last year who have had a lot of trouble with their Rails implementations. They've had in-house teams and they've had external teams. And a handful of these prospects have gone to the lengths of actually ditching existing Rails code bases and rewriting their apps in technologies like PHP. This is a really bad thing for us. Now, we can sit up here and make the argument that this happens in all technologies. Yeah, projects get scrapped, and we'd be correct. It does happen like that. But for us, in the grand scheme of things, Rails is still viewed as a risky technology by a lot of buyers. And we've got a relatively small community. So when we slip up like that, our margin for error is just a lot smaller. As a software developer, if you build out a Rails application that ends up being a flop, that's not necessarily going to discourage you from using Rails for your next application. No, you're probably going to stick with it. But as somebody who buys software, they have no emotional attachment to the technology or to the community. What they're going to do if their first Rails foray fails is they're going to go right back to what they were using before and where their original comfort zone was. So we can't leave our clients out to dry like this, inadvertently or not. It affects every one of us here in this room, in the form of future work and whatnot. The way that we can combat this is by committing to a new set of virtues: responsibility, quality, and professionalism. Welcome to Baltimore, everybody. If you guys have any questions at all about this city, definitely come up and talk to me. Come to BoConf tomorrow. Come out to Mother's tonight. Come to the Be More and Ales pub night tomorrow night. And go to the baseball game on Wednesday. Thanks, guys.